My vagina is a shell, a round, pink, tender shell, opening and closing, closing and opening. My vagina is a flower, an eccentric tulip, the center acute and deep, the scent delicate, the petals gentle yet sturdy. I didn't always know this. I learned this in the Vagina workshop. I learned this from the woman who ran the Vagina workshop. A woman who believes in vaginas, who truly sees vaginas, who helps other women see their vaginas by seeing other women's vaginas. In the first session, the woman who runs the Vagina workshop asked us to draw a picture of our own unique, beautiful, fabulous vaginas. That's what she called it. She wanted to know what our own unique, beautiful, fabulous vaginas looked like to us. One woman who was pregnant drew a large, big, red mouth with coins spilling out. Another, very skinny woman drew a big serving plate with a kind of Devonshire pattern on it. I drew a huge black dot with little squiggly lines around it. The black dot was the little black hole in space, and the little squiggly lines were the people and things and just your basic atoms that got lost in there. I had always thought of my vagina as an anatomical vacuum randomly sucking up particles from the surrounding atmosphere. I did not think of my vagina in practical or biological terms. I did not, for example, see it as something attached to me. In the workshop, we were asked to look at our vaginas in hand mirrors. Then, after careful examination, we were to verbally report what we saw. I must tell you that up until this point, everything I knew about my vagina was based on hearsay or invention. I had never actually seen the thing. It had never occurred to me to look at it. My vagina existed for me on some abstract plane. It seemed so reductive, so awkward, looking at it like we were on our shiny blue mats on our backs. It reminded me of how the early astronomers must have felt with their primitive telescopes. I found it quite unsettling at first, my vagina. Like the first time you cut open a fish and see this other bloody complex world right under the skin. It was so raw, so red, so fresh. And the thing that surprised me the most was the layers, opening into layers, into more layers. My vagina amazed me. I couldn't speak when it came my turn in the workshop. I was speechless. I had awakened to what the woman who ran the workshop called vaginal wonder. I just wanted to lay there on my mat, my legs spread, examining my vagina forever. It was better than the Grand Canyon. Ancient and full of grace. It had the innocence and freshness of a proper English garden. It was funny. Very funny, it made me laugh. It could hide and seek. Open open and close. Then the woman who ran the workshop asked how many women in the workshop had had orgasms. 2 women tentatively raised their hands. I didn't raise my hand, but I had had orgasms. I didn't raise my hand because they were accidental orgasms. They happened to me. They happened in my dreams, and I would awake in splendor. They happened a lot in water, mostly in the bath. Once in Cape Cod. They happened on horses, on bicycles, on the treadmill at the gym. I didn't raise my hand because although I had had orgasms, I didn't know how to make one happen. I thought it was a mystical, magical thing. I didn't want to interfere. It felt wrong getting involved, contrived, manipulative. It felt Hollywood. The surprise would be gone and the mystery. The problem, of course, was that the surprise had been gone for 2 long years. I hadn't had a magical accidental orgasm in a long time, and I was frantic. That's why I was in the Vagina workshop. And then, the moment arrived that I both dreaded and longed for. The woman who ran the workshop asked us to take out our hand mirrors again to see if we could locate our clitoris. We were there, the group of us women, on our backs, on our mats, searching for our spots, our locus, our reason. And I don't know why, but I started crying. Maybe it was the sheer embarrassment. Maybe it was knowing that I had to give up the fantasy, the life-consuming fantasy, that someone or something was going to do this for me. The fantasy that someone was coming to lead my life, to choose direction, to give me orgasms. I could feel the panic coming. The simultaneous terror and realization that I had avoided finding my clitoris, had rationalized it as mainstream and consumerist, because I was, in fact, terrified that I did not have a clitoris. Terrified that I was one of those constitutionally incapable, one of those frigid, dead, shut down, dry, apricot-tasting, bitter, oh my God! I lay there with my mirror, looking for my spot, reaching with my fingers, and all I could think about was the time I wore my gold ring with emeralds swimming and lost it in the lake. How I kept diving over and over to the bottom of the lake, running my hands over stones and fish and bottle caps and slimy stuff, but never my ring. The panic I felt. I knew I'd be punished. The woman who ran the workshop saw my insane scrambling, sweating, and heavy breathing. She came over. I told her, "It's gone! It's gone! I've lost my clitoris!" I shouldn't have worn it swimming.